Hey y'all, welcome back. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're watching this on Instagram, welcome back to my Instagram account, I guess. So today I'm going to be reading from I'm going to read my Bible, and I'm going to be reading from Philippians 4, verse 6. Philippians, hold on, let me get my message order. Okay. So let me find the page for that. Okay, so the Philippians 4:6 says, "Do not worry about anything, but in everything through prayer and petition." So petition, let me start right there. Petition means making a specific request or pleas to God, alongside power and with thanksgiving, to express needs and concerns. So let me just go over this again. Do not worry about anything, but in everything through prayer and petition. Petition, that means like making specific requests to God, like things you want or pleas to God. So when we worry about something, when something happens, like maybe we're worrying about an upcoming test, or maybe we're worrying about this storm that's going on in our life, physical or whatever, mental. Whenever we're worrying about that, we must pray. We must go to God and give our requests to God, and we must pray about that and just talk to God about that. Through prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. When we're worrying about things, let's say I'm worrying about a test, I'm gonna give it to God. And I'm gonna show an example of petition. A prayer of petition could be asking for healing, for a job, or for strength, or for wisdom in a difficult situation. Maybe we're going through something. Maybe we're going through a rough season in our life. We can pray for that. Maybe we're going through something rough in our job. We can pray for that. Maybe we're not very strong in our faith. Maybe we're just weak and we don't feel like spreading the gospel and sharing our faith. We can pray about that. For wisdom in a difficult situation, maybe our finances. Maybe we don't. I don't have finances because I'm a teenager, but maybe there's like a parent or someone who doesn't have a lot of money and needs money to support their kids and to support, to get food and shelter and everything for them. So let's say there's a homeless man on the side of the street, and he's just struggling, and he's a faithful man, and he's just struggling, and he needs some support. He could always pray. He can just ask God for wisdom in the situation, for strength, for healing. Maybe ask God to help him find a new job. And then, so when I think of this verse, do not worry about anything, but in everything through prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. It's hard to worry. Worrying is a big thing I struggle with, and I struggle with it to this day. And I worry a lot about things. So let's say that I'm worrying about a test, and a big test is coming up, and I like GMAS or whatever. Let's say I'm worrying about that. I could go to God and ask Him for prayer support. I could ask Him for support in that situation or whatever. So I'm gonna read the notes that I found. Okay. So whenever it says prayer and petition, prayer is a broader word that can mean all of our communication with God. But petition directly asks God to do something. So when we prayer is a broader word that can mean all of our communication with God. Prayer is how we communicate with God. That's true. If you go to church, you probably learn that in church. But petition directly asks God to do something. So maybe I'm asking God directly for this thing, or maybe I'm asking God directly for wisdom in this difficult situation, or maybe I'm just asking God for help in this rough season of my life, or maybe I'm asking Him for a job, or whatever I need help with, or for strength in my faith, or just being helped to be strong in my faith. Well, that's petition. Prayer is a broader word that we use to communicate God. So prayer and petition are two different things. Prayer is a broader word that we can use that can mean all of our communication with God. Prayer is communication with God. Prayer is talking to God about our day and just just talking to God. But petition is directly asking God something. So when we ask God for something, or when we ask Him to do something, that is petition. That is petition. Petition and prayer are two different things. Okay, next point I'm going to make is many of our prayers go unanswered because we do not ask God for anything. Here God invites us simply to let our request be made known. He wants to know. God already knows our requests before we pray for them. Yet He will often wait for our participation through prayer, being granting that which we request. Okay. That spoke to me a lot, because sometimes lately in my life, I've been asking God to help me find somewhere I can serve. And I've just been asking God to help me with that situation. And that's something that I've been talking to God a lot about and asking Him. And that's called petition. I'm asking God to help me find somewhere where I can serve. Like, I've been thinking about serving in my church. But God wanted me to serve for FCA or for just something like that. And I thought that was so special that God chose me to do that. And that's just such a big thing that's coming up in my life. And that's just something that I'm excited to do, but I'm also scared. But I'm going to know that I have Jesus with me and I don't need to be scared. So I'm going to read this verse one more time, and then I'm just going to go over it one more time. Do not worry about anything, but in everything, through prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. So I'm gonna explain this in my way, because this is the way I understand it. So let's say there's like a homeless guy on the street, and he's asking God. He's worrying about things, and this is a verse that might speak to him. Do not worry about anything, but in everything we're worrying about. Through prayer is communication with God. And petition is directly asking God something. With thanksgiving, present your requests to God. With thanksgiving, with already thanking God for what you have in your life, present those requests to Him. Present them. Ask God for them. Just request that from God, and He might give it to you. You just have to keep on asking. Don't keep on asking Him, but keep on praying about it. Asking God to help you find somewhere to serve, or requesting that. So that is just a little verse that I wanted to share real quick, because this is actually a fun fact. This is my favorite verse. So I hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Love y'all.